Hey all, Farmer Dre back at it. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that's not really farm related, which most farmers don't like doing, but is a critical point of your operation, and that is marketing and how you sell your product. Us being specialty crop farmers, growing tomatoes, apples, peaches, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, we sell directly to consumer, so there's no middleman for us. We got to do it all from start to finish, from the growing point of it to battling Mother Nature, insect diseases, other pressures, to giving it to our customers' hands. We got to deal with it all. And I know over the years I have motivated and influenced and educated on growing particular crops like tomatoes. And today I'm going to get into how here on our farm we have stepped up and how we are selling all of our product. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Farmer Dre Supply. Farmer Dre Supply is a to-go place for all your gardening and greenhouse needs. Irrigation kits, irrigation supplies, irrigation parts, fertilizers, tomato fertilizers, strawberry fertilizers, seeds, everything that we use here on our farm. So like always, go and check it out. Link is down in the description box below, or go to farmerdresupply.com. So before we get started, I want to show you guys our story and how we got started, especially with tomatoes. If you guys have been around my channel for a long time, you guys are kind of already hear the backstory of this. But in 2017, we installed our first high tunnel here on the farm. 2018 was my first ever growing season. And at this time of our operation, so back in 2013, my parents bought an old apple orchard, and it was just apples and a few peach trees. So in 2016, we started going to farmers market with all the fruit we had here on the farm. Apples and peaches. And then in 2018 was my first year growing tomatoes, so then we just kind of added tomatoes to our farmers market list. And at a point in time, so in 2019 we really hit farmers markets hard. We were doing 10 farmers markets a week. We really cut down now. We're only doing 3 or 4. We do 2 on Saturdays and a couple during the week now. But the end goal here on our farm from the beginning was to sell all the product here on our farm. So we're slowly getting to that. But getting back to the marketing, so the way we took advantage of the farmers markets in our area is we just started growing a lot of product and taking them to farmers markets. And over the years, we've really expanded our U-Pick operation. So between the farmers market and our U-Pick here on the farm, that's how we're able to sell majority of all the tomatoes and the product we do grow here on our farm. Tomatoes, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, peaches, and apples, and of course different produce, watermelon and cantaloupe as well. And if we want to have fun with peppers and eggplants and stuff, we do as well. But if you are looking into getting started in your farming operation and you are wanting to put up a high tunnel and to get a grant through the USDA NRCS Equip program, the biggest thing you got to keep in mind is how am I supposed to sell all my tomatoes? That's the biggest thing. If you plant a 30 by 96 high tunnel full of tomatoes, it's roughly 450 tomato plants. And let's say in your first season you do a really good job, and in your first season you hit 20 pounds per plant. That's a whole lot of pound of tomatoes that you got to sell. And I guarantee you, your neighbors, your family, and your friends won't know what to do with 10, 15,000 pounds of tomatoes. So the biggest thing you got to keep in mind is how you're going to get rid of your product. So the best and easiest way to do that is through farmers markets. The nice thing about farmers markets is the market itself is already set up to do all the social media. They're in charge of bringing the customers to the market. And of course, you as a farmer, then you set up booth, you set up the stand on a Saturday morning. Customers come, purchase all your beautiful products, locally grown produce, and they go home. And that's the easiest and best way to sell any product. If you're growing it yourself, any fruit, vegetable, specialty, any kind of anything, arts and crafts, farmers markets are the easiest way to sell your tomatoes and your products. But if you happen to be in an area where there is no farmers markets, or it's too out of reach, if it's an hour and a half away or an hour away, and you do not want to go out of your way to go to farmers market, too big of a hassle, the second best thing, or the biggest second recommendation I would say helping you out, is to set up shop in your local town. If you live in a town 2,000-3,000 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people. People are always dying to have some farm fresh produce and tomatoes. So the best way, go to Costco, go to Sam's Club, get you a 10 by 10 tent. They sell those pop-up tents, easy ups. They're pretty readily available. Put up that, get a few tables out there, put a few signs off the main highway, off the main road, and boom, you have got your own farmer's market. The biggest thing about marketing and setting up your own shop is consistency. You got to be there when you say you're going to be there. So any recommendation that I would give to someone that, wants to start up their own pop-up farmer's market or their own little booth is put a sign out there. Of course, if you don't own the land, get a hold of the landowner and, pay him a fee or rent or whatever it takes to be out there, and see if you can put up a sign, a piece of plywood that, sets your farm name, your business name, and the hours you are going to be out there. So let's say, for example, you're going to be out there every Thursday afternoon from 5:30 to 7:30. Putting that sign up there, let your customers know, hey, Dre's going to be out there with his tomatoes every Thursday night. So that being very consistent, that really helps out the customers, and the customers know every Thursday night they got to go out there and purchase your own produce. That's why it's a big benefit going to farmers market, because the farmers market deals with that. You as a farmer just go there, set up shop, sell, and come home. But if you happen to be in an area where there is no farmers markets and you do want to get into the produce industry and start selling tomatoes or any other produce, that's the easiest way. And for example, here on our farm is a half mile off the main highway, and we do own a lot down right next to the highway. We have our billboards out there to show where people where our farm is. And in 2019 was our first year. We set up a carport, a little farm stand off the main highway, and we've been selling produce there ever since. And the biggest thing is exact same thing what I mentioned. You got to put up signs. We're off the main highway, so the traffic is going at 65 miles an hour. They're not going to slow down within 10, 20 feet. So we got to work with our neighbors who own property right against the highway. Put up signs. We put tomatoes half mile, peaches half mile. Even if you're doing bedded plants or flowers, anything to slow down those customers. And of course, right when they enter into your gate or into your property or wherever your stand is, you have a sign of what your hours are, Monday through Friday or Thursday afternoons or whatever you decide your hours to be. And that's how you're able to sell all of your products. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you gotta have a marketing strategy before you even plant your first tomatoes. Just because what are you gonna do with 15,000 pounds of tomatoes mid-season? And if you don't know what you're doing, then you're going to have a very expensive compost pile. So once you've set up your stands off the highway, off your main street, or at farmers market, the second biggest thing you got to be doing is directing all your customers to your Facebook page and your Google page. I know there's a lot of talk around, TikTok now. People are trying to use that. Businesses are trying to use that to promote their businesses. Instagram is okay, but from my personal experience, the best way for a local audience, so people in your local community, to get to know who you are and what your business hours are, and just follow your business, is definitely Facebook. Facebook is definitely the best way to build an audience, a local audience, people that are actually going to come buy from you. And I was given a talk one time about social media, and they wanted to know about TikTok, and I was like, TikTok is great. It's a worldwide platform. You can have 1 million followers on TikTok, but what is your conversion rate? How many of those people are coming to your stand or to your farm and buying your produce? So that's why here on our farm, and from my personal experience, we are very heavily, we put a lot of focus on Facebook because we get to target local customers, people from our local town, and I'll say, all of our followers on our Facebook page are from our local town or within 100 miles. And the conversion rates are really good because they're all from here. And another biggest thing is Google and getting your Google page set up. Because once again, people from your local town that are searching up fresh tomatoes, the best tomatoes around, you want to rank on those pages. So definitely getting those two set up, and tell every customer, hey, If you like my tomatoes, if you like my product, come and follow us on Facebook, follow our Google page, and of course Instagram works as well. But letting your customers know what's going on, what's happening. And the biggest thing about marketing is telling your story. If you don't know how to, that's how you relate to your customers, and is telling your story and just being relatable. And the story is going to sell 10 times more than the actual product itself. I'm going to have to set up make a full video on how to set up, a proper Facebook page for your local farm, and how the marketing and everything goes, and how we do our marketing here on our farm, and the specifics that we get into. But this is going to be pretty much it for today. Mentioned how you can set up shop, how to get rid of your product, what we did on our farm. Like I said, you always have to have a goal, a strategy, and the biggest thing is marketing. If you don't strategize in marketing before you get started, you're growing a big compost pile, wasting your money for no reason. So first thing is first, know where the product is going, plant your crop, get it in the ground, grow a beautiful crop, and then all your customers are going to be satisfied and happy. All right, that was going to be it for today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, hit that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. Y'all have a good day, and we'll see you next time.